A compound complex sentence has at least two independent clauses and at least one dependent clause. In other words, a compound complex sentence has the elements of both a compound sentence and a complex sentence in it. Before we learn how to write compound complex sentences, we need to review the structure for compound sentences and complex sentences. A compound sentence can be written two different ways. Lucia tended her garden every day. Tomatoes did not grow well. Here we have two simple sentences that can be joined together with a coordinating conjunction. Lucia tended her garden every day, but her tomatoes did not grow well. Here we have an independent clause followed by a comma, a coordinating conjunction, and another independent clause. A compound sentence can also be created with a transitional expression. Lucia tended her garden every day. However, her tomatoes did not grow well. In this sentence, we begin with an independent clause, followed by a semicolon, a transitional expression, a comma, and a second independent clause. A complex sentence can also be written two different ways. Here we have two simple sentences. Lucia's tomatoes did not grow well. She has the wrong type of soil. These simple sentences can be combined into a complex sentence. Lucia's tomatoes did not grow well because she has the wrong type of soil. Here we have an independent clause followed by a subordinating conjunction and the rest of the dependent clause. Notice that in this type of complex sentence, no comma is needed. In a complex sentence, the dependent clause and the independent clause can be switched around. Because Lucia has the wrong type of soil, her tomatoes did not grow well. Here, we begin with a subordinated conjunction and the rest of the dependent clause, followed by a comma and the independent clause. As mentioned earlier, a compound complex sentence has elements of both a compound sentence and a complex sentence. Lucia tended her garden every day, but her tomatoes did not grow well. Lucia's tomatoes did not grow well because she has the wrong type of soil. These two sentences can be combined into one compound complex sentence. Lucia tended her garden every day, but her tomatoes did not grow well because she has the wrong type of soil. In this sentence, we have a compound sentence. Lucia tended her garden every day, but her tomatoes did not grow well. And we have a complex sentence. Her tomatoes did not grow well because she has the wrong type of soil. Altogether, we have a compound complex sentence. In this sentence, we have reversed the order of the dependent clause and the independent clause. Lucia tended her garden every day, but because she has the wrong type of soil, her tomatoes did not grow well. The sentence still has the elements of a compound sentence, and the sentence still has the elements of a complex sentence. This sentence has a different subordinating conjunction and a different coordinating conjunction than the previous sentence, but the meaning of this sentence is the same as the meaning of the previous sentence. Although Lucia tended her garden every day, her tomatoes did not grow well, for she has the wrong type of soil. This sentence has the elements of a complex sentence. Although Lucy attended her garden every day, her tomatoes did not grow well. And it has the elements of a compound sentence. Her tomatoes did not grow well, for she has the wrong type of soil. A common mistake writers make when creating compound complex sentences is throwing in extra coordinating conjunctions, as in this sentence. Although Lucy attended her garden every day, but her tomatoes did not grow well, for she has the wrong type of soil. Here, the coordinating conjunction but is distracting to readers. Let's take a look at some more compound complex sentences. Here we have 3 simple sentences. Antoine cooked dinner, Michelle set the table, their guests arrived. These 3 simple sentences can be joined into one compound complex sentence. Antoine cooked dinner, and Michelle set the table before their guests arrived. This sentence has the elements of a compound sentence. Antoine cooked dinner, and Michelle set the table. This sentence also has the elements of a complex sentence. Michelle set the table before their guests arrived. This sentence can also be written with the dependent clause beginning the sentence. Before their guests arrived, Antoine cooked dinner and Michelle set the table. Or the subordinating conjunction could be changed. After Antoine cooked dinner and Michelle set the table, their guests arrived. As previously stated, a compound complex sentence has at least 2 independent clauses and at least 1 dependent clause. Here is a compound complex sentence with 2 dependent clauses. If you attend class, you will have an easier time passing the course because you will receive participation points and you will learn material for upcoming tests. Here is one complex sentence. If you attend class, you will have an easier time passing the course. Here is another complex sentence. You will have an easier time passing the course because you will receive participation points. And here is a compound sentence. You will receive participation points and you will learn the material for upcoming tests. Altogether, we have a compound complex sentence. With clauses switched around, we can create a sentence of the same meaning. Because you will receive participation points and you will learn the material for upcoming tests, you will have an easier time passing the course if you attend class. This sentence replaces a subordinated conjunction with a transitional expression to create the same meaning. If you attend class, you will receive participation points and you will learn the material for upcoming tests. Therefore, you will have an easier time passing the course. This sentence keeps all elements intact but changes the order of a couple clauses. You will receive participation points and you will learn the material for upcoming tests if you attend class. Therefore, you will have an easier time passing the course. Can you notice the small change in this sentence? You will receive participation points and learn the material for upcoming tests if you attend class. Therefore, you will have an easier time passing the course. The change is here. The highlighted portion of the sentence alone is a complex sentence. Can you see the difference here? The highlighted portion alone is a compound complex sentence. While the top sentence begins with two independent clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction, the bottom sentence begins with an independent clause that has two verbs joined by a coordinating conjunction. This difference is highlighted to demonstrate the fact that sentences can be correctly constructed in a large variety of ways. Let's take a look at changing the subordinating conjunction to create a slightly different meaning in this sentence. Unless you attend class, you will not receive participation points or learn material for upcoming tests. Therefore, you will have a difficult time passing the course. In this sentence, you'll see that the transitional expression has been replaced by a subordinating conjunction, and the order of a couple clauses has been switched around. Unless you attend class, you will have a difficult time passing the course because you will not receive participation points or learn material for upcoming tests. Look at this sentence carefully. Is it a compound complex sentence, like the rest of them have been? This sentence begins with a dependent clause. The dependent clause is followed by an independent clause. And the sentence ends with another dependent clause. This sentence is not a compound complex sentence because it has only one independent clause. In other words, there is no compound sentence within the sentence. On the other hand, this sentence is a compound complex sentence. Unless you attend class, you will have a difficult time passing the course because you will not receive participation points, nor will you learn material for upcoming tests. This is a compound complex sentence because, unlike the previous sentence, this sentence has two independent clauses in it. In other words, it has a compound sentence in it. You will not receive participation points, nor will you learn material for upcoming tests. Notice that when you use the coordinating conjunction nor to join independent clauses, the helping verb and the subject of the second independent clause reverse order. This only happens with the coordinating conjunction nor. Remember to use your sentence joining chart to help you create compound, complex, and compound complex sentences.